Small towns like Mapleton, Utah, aren't built for mysteries. They're built for routines. For Sunday services, farmers markets, and neighbors who wave even when they don't like each other. But the moment Emily Wade walked barefoot into the Springville Police Department, the fabric of Mapleton began to unravel. And in the weeks that followed, FBI agent Colin Reese realized he wasn't chasing a missing person. He was chasing the edge of something incomprehensible, something not of this world. The electromagnetic burst the night of Emily's return had left a digital breadcrumb. Reese traced the coordinates to a desolate patch of land 12 miles south of town, an old hiking trail known to locals as Devil's Switchback. The trail had been closed off years ago after a series of rock slides. Rumors of hikers vanishing didn't help. But what Reese found wasn't part of any documented trail map. Tucked behind a ridge of moss-slick granite was a shaft cut clean into the mountain. No debris, no collapse, just an impossibly smooth circular opening. Carved like a laser had kissed the rock. No records of mining in the area. No ownership claims. The State Geological Survey listed the land as geologically unstable and of no commercial interest. And yet someone or something had been here. Inside, the shaft extended like a throat into darkness. The walls weren't merely blackened. They were melted, bubbled, and fused in patterns that defied known physics. On the far side, faintly glowing in lines of unnatural white, that same symbol Emily had drawn in her sleep, Reese sent in a drone. At exactly 147 feet, the feed stuttered, then cut to static. Radiation sensors in the area redlined. The bird stopped. The wind somehow ceased. But there was a sound, barely audible, a low-frequency hum that vibrated beneath hearing, the kind you feel in your bones more than your ears. The same hum Emily had described in her fragmented, haunted dreams. Meanwhile, back in Mapleton, Emily was changing. She stopped responding to her name. Her speech became broken, filled with guttural clicks, rhythmic syllables, phrases that linguists couldn't match to any known dialect. More disturbingly, she no longer slept. She'd close her eyes, go still, but her vitals never changed. Heart rate, body temperature, brain waves, all perfectly stable. Too stable. Unnaturally stable. Doctors were baffled. Psychologists speculated, but nothing stuck. No medication affected her. No therapy reached her. And then one night, her mother, Marlene Wade, discovered something. Tucked beneath Emily's hospital bed was a notebook. Inside, page after page of rough sketches. A towering figure, faceless, eyes absent, limbs unnaturally long. The tunnel, the symbol. But one sketch stopped Marlene cold. A map of Mapleton, drawn from an aerial view. 7XS, marked over homes. One of them, theirs. That night, at 3:33 a.m., Emily vanished. No sound, no alarms. Security footage? A flicker of static. 3 seconds. That's all. And then nothing. Only an open notebook, lying face up. A freshly inked message in Emily's jagged handwriting. They're not done. I was just the first. Reese, now in open defiance of bureau orders, returned to the shaft with a hazmat team and full containment gear. They went in, deeper than before. This time, the shaft dropped, straight down after the 147-foot mark. A vertical chute, descending like a throat into the earth. At the bottom, they entered chamber, spherical, perfectly round. Its walls shimmered like the inside of a geode, but cold to the touch. No seams, no tool marks, just perfection. And in the center, embedded in the floor, a pod, metallic, seamless. Its surface pulsed faintly with heat, as though remembering something. Empty, roughly 5 feet 6 inches tall. Exactly Emily's build. But this wasn't just a vessel. It was a mold. As Reese stepped closer, his flashlight flickered. The hum returned, this time louder, resonating deep into his skull. Symbols began to glow across the chamber. Some matched what Emily had drawn. Others were new, shifting. And then came the voice, not heard but felt, like an echo behind the eyes. The trial is incomplete. Phase 2 imminent. The team evacuated. The chamber sealed behind them. On its own, bureaucrats scrubbed the mission. filed it under geothermal anomaly, classified it so far above top secret. Even Reese was locked out. Emily's case? Marked reopened, pending classification. But Reese knew better, because a week later in Billings, Montana, an 11-year-old boy vanished from his backyard. Security camera footage caught only a brief shimmer, a distortion in the air, and then nothing. 2 nights later, he walked barefoot into a gas station 10 miles away. Same confusion, same missing memories, same crescent-shaped scar behind his right ear. When the boy was asked his name, he paused, his pupils dilated, and he whispered not his name, but a word no one could translate, except Reese, because Emily had said it once in her sleep, Vareth. Reese has since learned that Vareth appears nowhere in human language databases, but in one forgotten satellite scan, taken over Flagstaff in 2018, a strange pattern appeared burned into a crop field. The pattern? The symbol Emily drew, a string of dots beneath it. 7. Aligned. The same number of XS she had drawn over Mapleton. And now 2 were gone. Crossed out. Emily wasn't just returned. She had been marked, used, transformed, and she wasn't alone. Because on the morning of April 22nd, a surveillance camera outside a rest stop in Oregon captured something. A flash of white, a barefoot woman stepping out from behind a highway sign. She paused, turned to the camera, smiled, and her eyes, once ocean gray, were now pure white, just like the symbols. Authorities arrived 10 minutes later. There was no woman, no footprints, only a fresh symbol etched into the concrete curb, and a note scrawled in ink that hadn't dried yet. This is not a return. This is an exchange. What happened to Emily? Is this an alien invasion? What will Agent Reese do next? Subscribe and enable notifications for the next episode of this exciting thriller.